Welcome to a new welcome to another edition of Cireson's Free Training Friday. Today I'm with Justin Workman. I'm Matt Bedley. We're going to go over installing Cireson's asset management. Hey, Justin.
Yep.
We'll let you get right into the demo of installing asset management, and then we'll continue from there. If you have any questions throughout the demo of Justin going over the process of installing asset management, post them in the chat below, and we'll get to those throughout the demo.
Okay, let me switch to my share. It's not one. There we go. All right, Matt, let me know when you can see my screen.
You're good. Go for it.
Okay, so I wanted to go through this process of upgrading asset management. We did have Asset Management 8, which is a new version, come out fairly recently. There's been a couple of updates to it since 8 has come out, but those have mostly been localization fixes. And I just wanted to go through the process of upgrading asset management and just talk about what that entails, because it's really simple. And I know people get kind of panicked when in support, we tell them to upgrade one of our apps, whether it's asset management or notify analysts, any of the console apps. They kind of get panicked, like it's a big, scary process, and it's really not. It's just copying a couple of files, importing a couple of management packs, and it's really not that big of a deal. Asset management is a little more detailed just because there is the data warehouse portion of it, and if anybody has ever messed with the data warehouse, they know it can be tricky. And so I just want to kind of go through all of that real quick and show that it's not that big of a deal. I'm actually going to be using our KB article number 59, which goes through the upgrade process for asset management specifically. And so I'll jump right into that. The first thing that it suggests to do is to back up your service manager and data warehouse databases, and I'm going to show that real fast. I'm not going to back up the data warehouse databases, but I just want to show a manual backup of the service manager database. It's real simple. SQL Management Studio, go in here, backup, file. I'm just going to accept the default location, take a backup. It's going to take just a few seconds. Yours may take longer. This service manager database doesn't have very much data in it at all. I'm going to let that run. Like I said, I'm not going to go through each one of these databases, but if you were going to back up your service manager databases, you would just go through each one of these, do the same process, right click, backup, select the location to save it to. Real simple. All right, so I've got a backup of my service manager database. So when I start upgrading management packs, if something goes completely crazy, something shuts down, whatever, in the middle of the process, at least I've got a backup of my database. I'm not going to leave it in some kind of failed state. Like I said, you would go through the same process for each one of these data warehouse databases. And I just want to show this is my service manager SQL instance. This is my data warehouse SQL instance. So that's the differentiation there. The next step in our kind of prereqs in the KB article is to take a snapshot of your VMs. I would recommend doing that if you're, especially, obviously if you're in a virtualized environment, take a backup of the machine itself. So typically, your database is going to be separate from the service manager installation, and just that way you've got the data backed up. You've also got the computer itself backed up where service manager is installed. And then the next step is to screenshot your asset management settings, and I definitely recommend that too. I'm only going to show the hardware asset management workflow settings here, the hardware asset sync settings, and I'm going to actually go ahead and take a screenshot using the Windows Snip tool. Let me maximize this so I get as much as I can. So, and the reason you want to screenshot these settings is because when you upgrade the management pack, there is potential for these settings to get lost. And so I just want to make sure that I have those after the upgrade so I can put them back exactly as they are. Definitely recommend this step. Oh, I've already done that, but I'm going to go ahead and save asset one. Come down here, scroll down, get the rest of, and like I said, I'm just doing the hardware asset sync workflow for now. You would probably want to go through each one of these categories, software asset, the catalog item, license, all of this, assuming that you have configuration in there. Like I said, I'm just doing the hardware asset because just for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and grab both screens here for hardware asset. Come down here and get the rest of it. And then I'm going to save that as HWA2. Yes. All right, and so that is easy enough as well. Grab the settings, no big deal. Right, and so the next thing is, and this is where people start getting nervous, the next thing is to stop the MP sync job or disable the MP sync job in the data warehouse. As you can see, most of my jobs are enabled. I've been poking the data warehouse trying to get it cleaned up and ready for this demo, but this job is enabled. None of my schedules are enabled, so I know that nothing is going to start. But what the KB article specifically asks you to do is stop this job. And the MP sync job just syncs your management packs from service manager to the data warehouse. And so we don't want that happening while we're in the middle of importing these management packs. So I'm going to come over here, grab a new PowerShell session and stop the job, or disable the job rather. It's not running, nor will it, but I'm going to go ahead and disable it anyway. This is my data warehouse server. You want to run this, you run the command on the service manager server, but you point it at the data warehouse server to stop the job. It should run. There it goes. Maybe it's running now. Okay, great. So now if I go back over to here, I should see that that job is disabled. So it won't run. Yeah, and in fact, it is no longer enabled. Right, and then so the next step is just to start importing the management packs. So where do I get the management packs? I go to, let me get rid of all this. I'll just softwaredownloads.cireson.com. Looking for asset management. So I'm going to filter, download it. And one of the assumptions I'm making here going into this is that you, in fact, already have asset management installed. And I'm just going to show kind of what that looks like. So here's our asset management packs. As you can see, they're all older versions, and the current version, which we just downloaded from the website, is 8.0.16 right here. 8.0.11, I'm sorry, 8.0.11, 2016. That's what I've just downloaded. And here is a big step that I wanted to really highlight. When you download it from the website, the first thing you want to do before you even extract the zip is unblock. There are DLLs inside the zip that, if they are not unblocked, will cause workflow issues. And so that's a really important step. To now you can see the unblock is gone, but when you download it from the internet, you want to make sure you unblock it. So I'm going to go ahead and extract everything. All right, and then I'm just going to go into asset management. I'm going to skip import for now. Just focus on upgrading asset management. Right. So the next step is to import the management packs. And so I'm just going to go one by one and import the management packs. And there is a specific order that you want to go in. Here's one of the gotchas as well. There's three different file types for management packs. We want to start with MPBs usually, almost always. And this is the asset management. This is the core asset management pack. And that's where you want to start. And really, like I said, this is the core asset management pack. Really, truly, this is all there is to upgrading asset management. This import was successful. By all rights, I now have actually upgraded asset management. There's a couple of other steps. Obviously, there's more than just the one management pack that's now the current version. And I'm going to go through updating each one of these. But really, truly, this is, asset management is now upgraded. That's how easy upgrading one of our console apps is. There are some that's all there is to it. There's only one management pack, and so really, I mean, it's a really simple, straightforward process. Like I said, I am going to go through each one of these. I'm going to do preview forms next. And once again, I'm going down through our KB article, KB 59, um, and I am just doing it in the order that it says. The XML is the workflows. Anytime we ask you to import a XML management pack, it's going to typically contain workflows, and that's what this is. And you probably noticed when I did the MPB, it lets you know this already exists. Importing it may result in a loss of data. You're not going to lose any asset management data. You're not going to lose any hardware assets or any of your asset management data. This is just it's just upgrading the version on the management pack. The only real loss there's potential for here is those settings that I screenshotted earlier. Okay, here's another data warehouse portion where I'm going to stop importing the management packs at this point. Once again, going through KB59. And it says to go to the database and delete the cubes before we import the new version cube management pack. So to do that, I'm going to connect to the analysis service as opposed to the SQL uh, database service. And I just did it again. Oh no, I did select analysis. Outstanding. All right. And so here's your cubes. And we're just going to delete those. Really simple. All right, go back here. Now that that's done, we can import the data warehouse management packs. And these are MPs. Do the data warehouse first. Once again, already exists, that's fine. This is nothing to worry about. We're not going to lose any data. Once again, import the cubes MP. And then finally, the reports, which is an MPB. I said earlier, you usually want to do the MPBs first. In this case, we specifically ask you to do the reports MPB last after the data warehouse MPs are imported. All successful. I did miss the form preview form enablers. Oh, no management packs at all. That's fantastic. There they are. Something was just hung up. I'm actually going to get this one. This was not called out in the document, but I'm going to go ahead and grab it. It's in the root up here, I believe. There it is. That's the one I was looking for. Right, so now all of my asset management packs in my environment are up to date. There is one more step that we have to do specifically for the workflows, and that is to copy this file. I'm going to get a new window. We're going to copy the asset management workflows DLL into the service manager installation folder. I was trying to get that to pop. And that file, that folder is usually in Program Files, Microsoft System Center, Service Manager. That's your installation folder for Service Manager. And you'll notice that I have this asset management workflows already. This is from the old version. I'm just going to call the version out real fast. There it is, 7.9. We're upgrading to 8.0. So I'm going to stop the health service or the Microsoft monitoring agent, which is what's responsible for running the workflows in Service Manager. I'm going to stop this so it lets me access that DLL, lets me replace it. And I'm actually going to rename it. And this, I would recommend renaming these. Once again, if something does go sideways, you always want to have as much, old data, old information as you can to fall back on. And then it's just a matter of copying the new file and pasting into the location. Easy enough. And this is actually a fully, I'm going to start that service back up. Fully upgraded asset management. It was really that easy. Everything's up to date. I'm going to go look at my settings and see if I need to re-put in my screenshot information, which I don't think I'm going to have to. Yeah, I am actually. So, and that's just a matter of finding my screenshots. Where did it put them? Here they are. I'm not going to go through it, but you understand that if you had, like I said, we've lost what I had in here initially through the upgrade process. But if you screenshot it before, you can go back through here and put all these settings back in like you had them. And I wanted one more thing I wanted to call out is in the portal. So the big deal with asset management upgrading from 7 to 8, one of the biggest benefits is the new mobile type for hardware assets. And so I want to just show that off real fast. And I did want to call out another consideration when upgrading from an older version to version 8. If you have custom forms, which I've customized my hardware asset form to show this off, if you have customized your form, you won't have access to the mobile tab. Oh, one big step that I didn't do, and that is to stop and start my Service Manager services. And I definitely recommend doing this anytime you import any management pack, really. I mean, that might be overkill. I think it's just better. Oh, this wasn't even running. So I'm going to go ahead and start that one and restart this one.
While you're restarting the services, Justin, we do have a question. Once you're finished with the upgrade, should you re-enable your MP Sync job?
You should, and that's part of the document I've been working through. So I can go ahead and do that now. Thanks for catching that. I could have just hit up and changed the name of the command, but all right. So, and then I'm actually going to go ahead and start it as well. And so hopefully we can see it start to ingest the new management packs. Like I said, my database has been my data warehouse has been kind of squirrely lately, so may not get to see everything run just like we would hope for, but so it's running. It's actually looks to be almost finished. If we check the management pack section in here, no, it hasn't upgraded any of those yet. So it's still working, still in the process of running that MP Sync job to get the new um, management packs ingested into the data warehouse. I'm not going to wait for that process, but assuming everything goes smoothly, eventually I'll get those new, get the updated management packs into the data warehouse. And then once it hits the cube MP, it'll also go ahead and recreate those cubes that we deleted. Not to worry there. So here's my hardware asset form. I now have, now that I've restarted the data access service, I should have, may have to restart Cache Builder also in the portal. I'll go ahead and get a fresh session. I just really want to show the big thing that I'm wanting to show here while the Cache Builder is rebuilding. I've customized this form, and if you've customized your hardware asset form or any of your other AM forms from an older version, there may be parts and pieces that are new in Asset Management 8 that won't be in your old customized form, and so I just wanted to kind of call that out. And as I'm sure you're aware, in your custom space folder, I have my hardware asset form. And so ideally what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename that to old. And then I'm going to go get the fresh copy that was installed with the newer version of the portal. That's going to have, excuse me, the scripts, forms, templates. That's going to have the new asset management pieces in it. And then you can just recustomize the new form. So you get the new features. So hopefully, if I reload this, I'll get the new form. You can see I've removed asset ID just to show the difference between the forms. So now I know that I've got the latest asset management form in here. Hopefully I've got mobile as a type. It's for some reason it's not showing up. I'm certain that it's here. In fact, if I go to hardware assets in the console, and bring one of these up. I should now be able to switch it to mobile type. And once I do that, I'll get this mobile tab. Maybe I have to save it first. I'm not getting the mobile. That was 8. So if I go back to hardware assets here, look at 8. Now that it's the mobile type, I should get the mobile tab here in the portal. And you can see all the new, I'm not getting it here either. I'm not sure why. There could be something else missing. I'm not sure what that would be. I should have, now that it's mobile, which the portal's not seeing it as mobile because it's got to update. And I'm not sure why I'm not getting the mobile information in the console. There should be a mobile tab that gets generated when you switch to the mobile asset type. The portal just doesn't have the new enum value yet. But assuming everything in your environment, this environment is really squirrely, like I said, with the data warehouse, but the whole environment is squirrely. And I'm not sure why it's not showing up here, but it should. And assuming everything in your environment goes smoothly, the mobile asset tab should show up. I was really hoping to show that off. Unfortunately, we're almost out of time, and it's just not working. But hopefully I've shown that the upgrade process for the app itself is really simple. Usually, like I said, it's just importing a management pack bundle, an MPB file, and copying a DLL. That's really all there is to it. Did I? Yeah, I did. Like I said, you can see that all my AM management packs are up to date. The settings are also reflecting that we're on the new version. Yeah, 8.0.11.2016, that's the new version. Like I said, I'm not sure why the mobile tab's not working, but typically it does. But like I said, this environment's fairly squirrely. But once again, I did show that upgrading the asset management app is really simple. All of our console apps are just as simple, even more so, because you don't have to mess with the data warehouse.
Hey, Justin,
All
we
right.
have a question. Say something does go south.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first place someone should look if management pack upgrade has failed or they've gone through successfully, but it just doesn't seem to be working properly?
Probably I would go to the event log, um, the operations manager event log. And I don't think I'll have anything there. I don't think anything's necessarily wrong. I think, once again, for the portal, it just hasn't synchronized everything yet. Yeah, I don't have any errors here. I don't think anything's gone wrong. I think, like I said, the portal just hasn't synchronized yet. I'm not sure why the console's not showing it. I haven't loaded the authoring management packs. That might be part of it for the forms. But that shouldn't be necessary. I'm not sure why I don't have it.
Okay, so in their environment, if they're going through the upgrade process or the initial install process and something just doesn't seem to be functioning properly, checking that log is a good first look.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're going through the installation process and something seems to have gone wrong, there will hopefully be some useful data in that event log. I just realized why I didn't have the mobile asset tab in the console, which I do now. It's because I hadn't closed the console. That's one of the steps in the in the dock is to make sure you close and reopen all the consoles. So since I changed this to mobile, I now have the mobile tab in the console. So there, you get all these mobile fields, and that, like I said, that's part of Asset Management 8 plus. If I switch this back to computer, mobile tab goes away. I'll just show this process real fast. I'll even do it on a fresh asset. And once again, it was just a matter of me not closing and reopening the console to get a fresh session. Switch this to mobile. Mobile tab shows up. I now have access to all these fields. And the same will happen in the portal. It's just a matter of everything getting synchronized. This actually went perfect. I just didn't do all the steps. All right.
Excellent. Appreciate that, Justin. If you wanted to schedule a trial or a demo of asset management or any of our solutions, you can message us at teams@cireson.com and schedule that. Something that Justin and I also recommend on a daily basis is the Cireson community. It's a great place for customizations of applications or for support for issues that you may have not seen before. So the community is a great place for that. You can also do feature requests on the community, and that's becoming more and more popular. So if there's a feature in asset management that you currently don't see or that we don't offer, you can suggest that feature request on the community, and our dev team does look at those feature requests and use those for future iterations of these products. Also, we want you to continue to check the calendar for future free training Fridays. We have some coming up that are we're extremely excited about. There are a lot of great things coming down the pipe from Cireson, and we're excited to show them off to you. So we appreciate you joining this free training Friday, and we hope you have a great rest of the week. Thank you.